Hey guys, so today we are going to be doing probability in general, and this video is going to be split into two parts. This is going to be the basic video, and there's going to be another one that is the advanced video. So, probability. What is probability? And in the broad aspect, probability is how likely something is to happen. So you know that for something to happen, you need to represent the chance of it happening. And this is the reason probability was created, to represent how likely something is to occur. And example of probability is when you flip a coin. You say you have a 50% chance of flipping the coin because of flipping the coin on heads, for example, because there are two sides, heads and tails. And if you assume that it cannot land on its side, then it's going to be 50% because 1 out of 2 has a probability of 1 out of 2 landing. So, and in order to represent probability is represented as the possibility of something happening over the total number of outcomes. So in this case, the coin, there was one possibility of getting heads out of 2 total possibilities. So that's how we got 1 out of 2, which is also 50%. So another one is throwing dice. When you throw a die, it has 6 sides, 6 faces. So if you want to say the probability of it landing on 1, then you would say P1. A P landing on 1, and the probability to represent that would be 1 over 6, or 1 divided by 6. So I'm going to represent that as a percentage. You would say 16.6% repeating. And this is how you represent probability in this case. For throwing die. And now probability in general is, as I said, number of ways it can happen over the total number of outcomes. And yeah, so example of that, another example would be when you have a bag of marbles. So for example, let's just assume that you have 3 red and 4 blue marbles in that bag, and you want to say the probability of you getting red, a color red. You would say 3, which is the number of possible ways you can get red, over the total number of possibilities, which is 7, because 3 plus 4 equals 7. And that would be how you represent your probability of getting getting a red marble out of the bag. So another example is choosing cards out of a deck, and cards is a really confusing subject for many. For example, you know that there are 52 cards in a deck, excluding the Joker. Okay, so there are 52 cards in the deck. There are 4 types of cards, and there are 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13 types of cards, and 4 genres of cards. And 4 genres of cards. One is known as a club, one is known as a spade, one is known as a diamond, and one is known as a heart. And there is a card for every single one of those genres. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, and King, as well as Ace and 2. Well, not 2, because we counted 2, but Ace. So in total, there would be 14 types of cards for every single one, adding up to 52 total. So 13 cards, add them up, you get that many. So that is, for example, if you want to say, what is the probability of getting a club card out of the 52? So you know that there are 13 club cards out of 52 total. So you would say it would be 13 out of 52. Or if you simplify that, it would become 1 over 4. And if you want to say the king of spades, there is only one king of spades in the whole deck, and that would be 1 out of 52, because there's only one that can possibly come out from your deck of cards. So that is basically probability in a nutshell. So now we're going to move on to conditional probability. In conditional probability, we have to take two events and see whether they're related or not, and then we multiply the probability of both of them. For example, if you have one red marble and two blue marbles in a packet, and you want to say the first time you pick red, and the second time you also pick red, and there's only one red and two blue. So automatically you'll know that the probability is 0, because you cannot have two of them happening, because you can only pick out one marble, and you're taking the marble out every single time you pick one. So it becomes 0. But another example is if you want to pick blue this time, it would be 2 out of 3 times 1 out of 2. And that would equal 2 out of 6, 1/3 possibility of getting blue 2 times in a row. And yeah, that is known as a 2 dependent event because they rely on one another to get the correct probability. And yeah, that is our video on conditional probability. The next time we come here, we will discuss tree diagrams and other ways to represent probability, as well as harder forms of probability. So thank you and subscribe, and await our next video for the Silver Globe Kid Fuse channel probability.